Alright everyone, and so I've seen a Superman, and this kicks off the brand new DC universe from James Gunn, and this is like starting over like a reboot, and it's especially for where this lands. This lives up to all the hype, especially what artists can hope for, and I can confidently say I think they really nailed it. And especially when it comes to the storytelling and to all the action and to the characters, and I think they nailed it on all the different levels as well. And so this will be my full non-spoiler review for the movie, going over my thoughts and my impressions, especially for what we look forward to later down the line, and especially for audiences can hope for with this movie. And I have a lot to say, especially from James Gunn's point of view and the direction as well. And so, if you're new to, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so much on any future videos, including future DC videos coming very soon. But now, let's talk about this movie. And now, when it comes to the character of Superman, because he's an iconic figure, and especially as we have like so many iterations of Superman, especially from Christopher Reeve and all the way up to Henry Cavill, and now with like having like all those like live action Superman movies like come out, and even though like we haven't had a Superman movie in like a while, and even for when it came to James Gunn to reboot the whole DC universe and to kind of start over, and like this universe really wanted to start fresh and to have Superman being like the first film to kick off that brand new phase, the new era of the DC universe. It kind of speaks for itself, and let me just tell you, I think I was very impressed on many levels. So especially, I was a bit hesitant, I was a bit nervous going in because we all know that what has happened with the superhero genre, if it's like the comic book movies for how it looks, and even though people have turned away from it, but especially when it comes to this movie and for how it adapts like not only the identity of Superman, but also with Clark Kent for what he realizes within himself. And it's basically a gesture with him trying to reconcile with his Kryptonian heritage, and trying to fight Lex Luthor, and with the way that it is simple storytelling from inside out. And even when it comes to James Gunn, like he's like the man when it comes to the comic book superhero genre, especially for what he did with the Guardians trilogy, and now to adapt that same vision and storytelling into Superman, especially when it comes to this, it really speaks for itself, because James Gunn knows what he's doing. So especially when he was first brought on to run DC, and now it's like this is like a completely new start for this universe, and I can already tell with his vision and his technique for what he knows about the character, it really shines through all throughout this movie. And I kind of felt that, especially from beginning to end, I really had that sense of joy, especially for the beautiful messages that this movie brings. And I really felt that, especially within the characters, for what the story is set up, for what we need to know about them, especially for Clark Kent and the character himself, and the fact that he works at the Daily Planet, and how the world sees Superman. It is such like so many layers just filled throughout this movie. And now I want to tell you about David Gordon Sweat, because this man crushed it. He nailed the character, and when he was announced as Superman, people doubted him, but even ever since we got to see him more for what he's gonna pull off in this movie, and now having seen it, I feel like he really nailed the character on so many levels, and the way that he embodies the role, like you can possibly see he knows the character of Superman, and as well as like for how much he knows about it, and especially with the sequences where where it really feels those like heart-to-heart moments with characters for what the role of Superman is really made of. And that's what Gordon Sweat definitely delivers. He gives an outstanding performance, and just with the overall tone and the theme, and also James Gunn casted the perfect person to play Superman, and so especially and And I think Corn Sweat is definitely going to be sticking around in the DCU universe for a while after this movie, after playing Superman, because I have a feeling like the future is wide open. Just what my expectations were, and even though I was a bit nervous, but even though I was a bit excited too, because this was not only my most anticipated movie for summer movie season, but it was been on my list ever since coming into 2025. It was way on top of the list, and it delivered on so many levels of storytelling to how to tell it with Superman for what it means to be a Kryptonian with all these powers, with being a metahuman and to take down all these creatures. And there was like amazing VFX and such like great sequences. And even though I saw the movie in IMAX, like there's just like so much stuff in this brilliant, beautiful movie that you're not gonna get anywhere else. And with the way that it really moves quick, and even though there were some like silly things, a little bit too nitpick, but I gotta say, like, even though that there are a bit flaws, but it still delivers a perfect movie for all the audiences to see. And I think this movie is going to be appealing to everyone. And even with the flying sequences, for the way that that's pulled off, where whenever Superman is in a fight, or when he's in like a situation where he really needs that type of help, like he really needs to win this battle, win this fight. And it just really shows we haven't had these type of superhero movies in like some time now. And James Gunn really understands the textual element and just a basic layer of meaning. And especially what this movie really represents is about what it's like being human, and to learning from your past, and to make mistakes, especially with being pushed down. And it's just a really beautiful message that is really brilliant. And what else this accomplishes is the Clark and Lois dynamic. Like, it's electric. They share great chemistry, and Corn Sweat and Brosnan really share great stuff. And also Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, and with the way that it is really delivered, and I can basically tell you, like, Nicholas Hoult definitely put a lot into this character. And just the way that Lex Luthor is told in the source material for how he is also told here on screen, it is really such amazing work. And oh my gosh, with Lex Luthor, he is definitely the standout villain, and with the way that he takes on Superman and wants to destroy him, and it's just like so groundbreaking. And especially from the second half going into the third act, it just really shines. And even though it doesn't even feel like an origin story, it feels like a fresh take on Superman. It really wants to basically tell that story, and I really felt it like in my body. Like it really wants you to you'll see for yourself. This movie had me on the edge of my seat. Wow, just with Metropolis and the way that it is designed, from the visual layout, from the way that James Gunn really wanted to tackle this movie, and it's just, I think it is possibly perfect on many levels. And with from the Daily Planet, and also with Jimmy Olsen, played by Skylar Descendo, and basically with every side supporting character, they really bring their A game, and each character gets their moment to shine. And also from Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and with everyone involved in this movie, I feel like they did a really great job of bringing this movie to life, of bringing James Gunn's vision to life. And even though people were like nervous because it's another DC movie, but hey, I think I really enjoy this movie. Hey, I think you'll like it too, despite all the haters out there for what other people think. But I am here to say this movie is a 100% recommend, especially not only if you like superhero movies, but also a comic book movie, or if you're just a Superman fan in general. Go out and see this movie. There's so much to love. And also, there are 2 post-credit scenes, and even when I watched it at the end, I kind of felt like watching the tone of like a Guardians movie. But on top of with the reveals and surprises that come along the way, and there are a bit of cameos. I won't tell you what it is. You'll have to see for yourself, but especially with the one near the end of the movie, it kind of sets up something very important for this next chapter of the DC universe, as we know it. And I think after this movie, I am ready to see more. And I think the brand new DC universe is off to a great start from James Gunn, just with the overall future and for what kind of projects that we have, and for how this world is really tackled from the lens of bit of storytelling, which I really felt it in my bones. Like, I think it's like a very good comic book movie, and it's just very beautiful. And wow, I mean, there's just so much I want to talk about right now. Every single moment, like everything is like accomplished with the way that they also nailed Superman and Crypto, and they're just a lovable duo. And but the way that Crypto is like designed to be on screen, but he really takes a role into knowing for what like this character means, for what he is surrounded with in terms of love. And it's especially with the symbol of hope, it just really represents that type of message too. Whatever, it's just like a really good movie. And hey, I think with my final thoughts are, I liked Superman. I liked it for what it was, and it's just with like the overall tone for where the DC universe is going, what the direction is going towards. I think we're in for a treat. We're in for a great ride with James Gunn, and I think he nailed it with Superman 100%. And I think there's so much to love, especially from the action-packed scenes to the storytelling, the chemistry, and all that galore. So go out and see it for yourself. It comes out this weekend. Go get your tickets. And yeah, that's all I got for you. But that's gonna do it for this video. Just let me know in the comments down below. And if you're excited for Superman, or if you have seen it, just let me know in the comments down below. And also, give me a rating to 1 out of 10. I'm curious to share your opinion in the comments. If you would like the video, and subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. You also follow all my social media. It's all linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.